Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a collector's dream, the top 10 most valuable rare USA Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny coins that are worth millions. So if you've got a jar of old pennies lying around or inherited a coin collection, you might want to start digging, because some of these coins can literally change your life overnight. Let's get into it. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of numismatics. That's the study and collection of coins. And we've got something truly special lined up for you. If you're holding on to any old pennies, especially ones from the 1940s, you might want to check your change right now. Because one particular coin from this era, the 1940s Lincoln wheat cent, has shocked collectors by selling for as much as $59,377. That's right, one tiny 1-cent coin from 1940 can be worth more than a brand new luxury car. So, what makes this humble penny so valuable? Why is the 1940s wheat penny attracting so much attention from collectors and investors alike? Stick around as we explore the history, design, minting process, and current market demand that turned this copper coin into a rare and sought-after treasure. Let's start with the history behind the coin. The 1940s Lincoln wheat cent was minted at the San Francisco Mint during a time when the United States was slowly climbing out of the Great Depression and inching toward involvement in World War II. America's economy was shifting, resources were becoming more valuable, and coin production was still being done the old-fashioned way, by hand-operated machines, and human oversight played a huge role in coin quality. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln wheat cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most iconic figures in American history. The coin features Lincoln's bust on the obverse, and two wheat stalks curving around the words 1 cent on the reverse, hence the nickname, Wheat Penny. Now let's talk about the 1940s mint mark. The S stands for the San Francisco Mint, which was one of 3 mints producing pennies at the time, the others being Philadelphia and Denver. In 1940, the San Francisco Mint produced approximately 112,940,000 Lincoln cents, making it a common year overall. But here's where things get interesting. While most of those coins were circulated and worn down over time, a very small number survived in exceptionally high grades, and that's where the real money is. The key to the 1940s penny's value lies in its condition and grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect, uncirculated specimen showing absolutely no wear and flawless luster. A circulated 1940s penny might only be worth a few cents to a few dollars. But a 1940s Lincoln wheat cent graded MS67 red or higher, which means mint state, with original red luster, is where the price skyrockets. In fact, one stunning example of a 1940s Lincoln cent graded MS67 Plus read by PCGS, that's the Professional Coin Grading Service, was sold at auction for an eye-popping $59,377. That price was not a fluke. As the number of collectors seeking high-grade wheat cents increases, the demand for flawless examples has gone through the roof. So how can you tell if your 1940s penny is valuable? Here are a few quick tips. Check the color. Red coins are worth more than brown or red-brown ones. A bright, coppery red coin suggests it has been well preserved and has not been exposed to the air or human oils. Examine the surface. Look for any nicks, scratches, or signs of circulation. The fewer marks it has, the higher its grade will be. Check for doubling. Some 1940s pennies show signs of doubled dies, especially on the lettering or numbers. These are extremely valuable and can command thousands of dollars on their own. Use a coin grading service. If you believe you have a pristine example, submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. This will authenticate your coin and increase its market value. Now, let's talk about the market value and collector demand. As of now, in 2025, the coin collecting market is stronger than ever. With the rise of online auctions, YouTube coin channels, and TikTok trends about change worth thousands, collectors are hunting for rare pennies like never before. Demand for high-grade wheat cents, especially with S and D mint marks, has surged dramatically. The current market value of a standard circulated 1940s Lincoln penny ranges from 10 cents to $1, depending on condition. But in uncirculated condition, the value jumps significantly. An MS-65 red can fetch $50 to $125. MS-66 red can go for $200 to $400. And MS-67 red examples consistently sell for over $1,500. But the real jackpot comes with the top population coins, MS-67 plus or higher, where prices like $59,377 come into play. So why are collectors paying this much? It comes down to rarity, eye appeal, and registry competition. Many collectors build what's called a PCGS registry set, trying to collect the highest graded example of each coin in a series. When only a few exist at the top grade, the bidding war becomes fierce. It's a matter of pride, prestige, and investment. And when a coin is population 1, meaning it's the only known example at that grade, the sky is truly the limit. Here's the takeaway. If you have a 1940s Lincoln wheat penny, don't ignore it. Grab a magnifying glass, look closely at the details, and handle it carefully by the edges. It could be a common cent, or it could be your retirement fund in disguise. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a treasure hunt. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth $59,377. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures and reveal shocking values behind ordinary-looking coins. If you've ever had an old penny sitting in your drawer or piggy bank, today's video might just inspire you to take a second look. Because today, we're diving deep into the story of a humble copper coin that could be worth as much as $54,838. That's right. We're talking about the 1942 Lincoln wheat cent with no mint mark. A penny that's not only rich in history but could literally make you rich overnight. So grab your coin collection, settle in, and let's explore the incredible story of the 1942 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. The beginning, a wartime penny with a secret. The year was 1942. America was deeply involved in World War II. Factories had turned to wartime production, and copper was being heavily used for ammunition and shell casings. This placed intense pressure on the U.S. Mint to conserve copper, and that pressure was already beginning to show by late 1942. But for most of that year, Lincoln wheat cents were still being produced in their traditional bronze alloy, which was 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for the coins without any mint mark, struck millions of these 1942 pennies. Over 657 million were made at that one mint. Now you're probably wondering, if there were over 500 million of them made, why is one of them worth $54,838? That's where the story gets interesting. What makes this penny so valuable? While it's true that most 1942 no mint mark pennies are common and worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars, there are a few ultra-rare examples that are unlike any others. The penny that sold for over $54,000 wasn't your average pocket change. It was in nearly flawless condition, graded MS-68 red by professional grading companies like PCGS. That means the coin was in mint state condition, with full original luster and no signs of wear. It looked like it had just rolled off the press yesterday, not over 80 years ago. These coins are virtually impossible to find in such high condition. Most 1942 pennies circulated for decades, getting scratched, worn, or even damaged. But a select few were preserved perfectly by collectors, or were never circulated at all. And when one of those perfect examples hits the auction block, bidders go wild. That's exactly what happened when a pristine 1942 no mint mark Lincoln penny fetched $54,838 at auction. Design and historical significance. Let's talk about the design. On the obverse, we have the famous profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait had been used since 1909 and remains one of the most iconic images on U.S. coinage. Below Lincoln's portrait is the date, 1942. And if there's no letter under the date, that means it came from the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use mint marks at the time. On the reverse, we see the classic wheat stalks that give these coins their nickname. Wheat pennies. Between the wheat ears are the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto, E pluribus unum, along the top. This design was used from 1909 through 1958, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in U.S. coin history. But what makes 1942 so important is that it was the last full year before a major wartime change. In 1943, the mint switched to steel pennies coated in zinc to conserve copper for the war effort. So in a way, the 1942 copper penny was the final chapter of an era. How to identify a valuable 1942 no-mint mark penny? So how do you know if you have one of the valuable ones? Here are the key things to look for. No mint mark. It should say 1942 under Lincoln's portrait, and there should be no letter below it. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Color and luster. The most valuable coins are the ones with their original red color. Coins are graded as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN. Red is the most valuable because it means the coin has not oxidized. Condition. This is the biggest factor. A coin graded MS68RD is extremely rare. Even MS67RD is valuable, often worth thousands. Strike and details. Sharp details in Lincoln's hair, the wheat stalks, and clean fields, backgrounds, are a sign of a well-struck, high-grade coin. Professional grading. If you think your coin looks amazing, the best step is to have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A verified grade can dramatically increase the value. Current market value in 2025. So what's the 1942 no-mint mark penny worth today? For most average circulated examples, you're looking at about 5 to 50 cents. But uncirculated examples in MS60 to MS63 can range from $5 to $100. A gem MS65 red can sell for around $300 to $500. MS66 red? That might fetch between $800 to $500. MS67 red? Now we're talking serious money, anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000 depending on auction results. And for the ultra-elite MS68 red, the best of the best, the record still stands at $54,838, and it's possible we'll see that number rise even higher as collector demand continues to grow. Why are collectors willing to pay so much? You might be wondering. Why would someone spend over $50,000 on a penny? The answer is rarity, condition, and history. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are always searching for the finest known examples. In the case of the 1942 no-mint mark penny, only a handful of coins have ever been graded MS68 red. When you add in the fact that it's a pre-World War II coin in perfect condition, with historical context and national significance, it becomes more than just currency, it becomes a treasure. And let's not forget, the coin is over 80 years old. The number of pristine specimens is shrinking every year. That scarcity drives the value sky high. Final thoughts. Check your change. So here's the big takeaway. If you've got old pennies lying around, don't ignore them. That worn, copper coin you toss aside might be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. The 1942 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark may seem common, but under the right conditions, it could make you a small fortune. Look for the year. Look for that red luster. Look for a perfect surface. And if you think you've got a gem on your hands, don't hesitate to get it graded. You could be sitting on a $54,838 coin without even knowing it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunts, and share this with someone who loves coin collecting. Who knows, they might just have one of these valuable pennies in their pocket right now. Stay curious. Stay collecting. And as always, keep checking your change. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, and this episode might just have you rushing to check your change jar, your grandpa's old coin stash, or that forgotten drawer in your kitchen. We're talking about the legendary 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny, a coin that might look ordinary, but its value today is anything but. Yes, you heard that right. One of these pennies recently sold for a staggering $40,988. That's nearly $41,000 for a single 1-cent coin. So how can something so small, something so overlooked, be worth so much money today? Stay with us as we explore the full history, the hidden details, and exactly why the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is such a hot item for collectors around the world. Let's begin with the background. The year is 1944, right in the heart of World War II. America was producing enormous amounts of military equipment, weapons, and other wartime necessities. With metal shortages plaguing industries, the U.S. Mint had to make a crucial decision the year before, in 1943, to switch from copper to steel when producing pennies, resulting in the famous 1943 steel cent. However, by 1944, copper was reintroduced for penny production. The mint began melting down spent shell casings from the war effort to produce these new coins. That's right, the 1944 Lincoln pennies were literally born out of war. They were struck using recycled materials from the battlefield. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, the majority of 1944 pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your 1944 penny has no mint mark beneath the date, that means it was minted in Philadelphia, which was the main production hub and did not use a mint mark at the time. Here's where things get interesting. Over 1.4 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1944 across all locations, with about 1.4 billion of them coming from Philadelphia alone. That's a lot of coins. So why is the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny worth so much? The answer lies in a combination of factors: condition, rarity of variations, historical significance, and collector demand. Let's talk about condition first. If you have a 1944 penny that's heavily worn, scratched, or damaged, it might only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. But if your penny has been preserved in exceptional condition, with no significant wear, strong details, and a brilliant original luster, it can be worth hundreds, even thousands. And in mint state condition, especially if it's graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the value can skyrocket. One such coin, a pristine 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny graded MS67 plus red, sold at auction for $40,988. That's what condition can do. But there's more to it than just looks. Some extremely rare error varieties and transitional planchet mistakes from the same era have created coins that are incredibly desirable. For example, some 1944 pennies were accidentally struck on steel planchets left over from 1943, making them extremely rare. These are called 1944 steel cents, and only a few dozen are known to exist. These rare errors can fetch anywhere from $75,000 to over $100,000 depending on condition. So if your 1944 penny is magnetic, get it tested. It might be a rare steel version worth a fortune. Back to the standard copper version, even without errors or steel composition, the Philadelphia 1944 wheat penny has been climbing in value in recent years, especially as demand grows among both beginner and veteran collectors. Let's now talk about the design. The obverse side of the 1944 penny features the famous bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. You'll see the inscriptions: "In God We Trust," above Lincoln's head, "Liberty," to his left, and the date 1944 to his right. If there is no mint mark under the date, that's your indication it came from the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic wheat ears design, 2 curved stalks of wheat flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. Just above that is the motto, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many one. This design remained in use from 1909 until 1958 and is beloved by collectors for its classic, vintage American aesthetic. Now let's look at market value today. A circulated 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny is generally worth 3 to 10 cents, maybe $1 or $2 if in better than average condition. In uncirculated grades like MS60 to MS65, values can range from $15 to $200. But in top-tier condition, especially MS66 and MS67 with a red designation, meaning the coin retained its original copper red shine, the prices jump drastically. MS67 red, these coins are valued anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000, depending on the buyer, the auction house, and market conditions. But the top recorded sale, as we mentioned earlier, was a 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny that sold for $40,988 at auction, certified in an exceptional grade with flawless detail and shine. So what should you do if you think you have a 1944 penny? First, check the date and mint mark. Make sure it reads 1944 and has no mint mark. That means it's a Philadelphia coin. Next, check the condition. Is it shiny? Are Lincoln's cheekbones, jaw, and the wheat stalks on the back sharply defined? If yes, you may have a high-grade coin. Third, weigh the coin. A standard copper 1944 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter, around 2.7 grams, you may have a transitional steel planchet error, which could be worth tens of thousands. Finally, consider getting it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. Grading adds credibility and can dramatically increase your coin's selling price if it's in great condition. To wrap it up, the 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny might look like any old copper coin, but it could be hiding a small fortune. With the right condition and the right collector, this little piece of history can bring in over $40,000, like the one that sold for $49.88. So check your jars, search your pockets, go through that dusty old coin folder. Who knows, maybe your next penny is worth more than a luxury car. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another rare coin spotlight. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1944 wheat penny or any other valuable coin. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck treasure hunting. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of a rare and valuable coin that might be sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket change or coin jar, the 1940-60 Lincoln wheat penny. Believe it or not, one of these coins sold for a staggering $32,399, and we're going to break down exactly why this humble 1-cent piece has become a collector's dream. So sit tight, coin lovers, because this is a story you won't want to miss. Let's start with a little background. The birth of the 1940-60 Lincoln wheat penny. The 1940-60 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in Denver, 1 year after the end of World War II. America was in a time of rebuilding, optimism, and industrial boom. The mint was returning to full production after the wartime years that had seen the minting of zinc-coated steel pennies in 1943. By 1946, the U.S. Mint had gone back to using a copper alloy, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, to strike the Lincoln wheat cent. Over 315 million Lincoln cents were minted at the Denver Mint in 1946, so at first glance, it might not seem like a rare coin at all. But that's where things get interesting. Why is this penny valuable? If you found a 1940-60 penny today, chances are it's only worth about 15 to 50 cents if it's in circulated condition. Even in uncirculated condition, a normal 1940-60 penny typically fetches between $1 and $5, depending on its grade. So why did one sell for over $32,000? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and mint errors. One of the most important factors that can skyrocket a coin's value is its condition, especially if it has received a high grade from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. The penny that sold for $32,399 was graded MS68 red by PCGS. That grade is incredibly hard to achieve for a copper coin from the 1940s, because copper is a soft metal and is easily scratched or toned over time. A penny with full mint red luster, sharp strike, and virtually no imperfections is a dream for any collector. But it wasn't just the condition that made it valuable. The coin also had a highly desirable minting error. 1940-60 rare error pennies. Certain 1940-60 pennies are known to have fascinating die varieties and striking errors. Among the most valuable are doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. In some cases, the mint mark D appears to be punched twice, slightly offset, creating a visually appealing and easily identifiable repunched mint mark, or RPM. Collectors go wild for RPMs, especially when they are dramatic and clear under magnification. These errors add significant premiums to the coin's value. The more prominent and rare the error, the higher the value goes. Also, some 1940-60 pennies were struck with die cracks, lamination errors, and die breaks, all of which increased the collectability of the coin. But even without an error, just having a 1940-60 penny in MS67 or MS68 red condition puts it in elite territory. Auction highlight: the $32,399 penny, one of the highest recorded sales for a 1940-60 Lincoln wheat penny, happened in a major coin auction where an ultra-rare, pristine MS68 red example was offered. This coin had everything: blazing red color, flawless surfaces, and eye-popping luster. It was a gem among millions, literally one in tens of millions. Collectors and investors battled for the coin, and in the end, the hammer came down at an unbelievable $32,399. For a coin that originally cost just 1 cent, that's a jaw-dropping return on investment. How to check if you have a valuable 1940-60 wheat penny now? Here's the part you've all been waiting for. How can you tell if you're holding one of these treasures? Flip your penny over and look for the mint mark. It should be just below the date. If there's a D, then you've got a Denver minted coin. Check the condition. Is the coin shiny, with full red luster and little to no scratches or wear? That's a good sign. Use a magnifier. Look closely at the mint mark. If it appears doubled or repunched, that could be a valuable variety. Weigh the coin. It should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's way off, you may have a planchet error. Get it graded. If you believe your coin is in extremely high condition, send it to PCGS or NGC for a professional grade. It might cost some money up front, but the returns could be life-changing. Current market value in 2025 right now, in today's coin market, average circulated 1940-60 wheat pennies are worth around 15 cents to $1. Higher grade uncirculated examples can go for $5 to $30. But coins with mint red color in MS65 or above start jumping in price fast. MS66 red examples can sell for $100 to $200. MS67 reds easily reach over $500. And when you get to MS68 red, the sky's the limit, with recent sales in the range of $25,000 to $32,399. Conclusion: the 1940-60 Lincoln wheat penny might seem ordinary to most people, but under the right circumstances, it can be a fortune waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a rare mint error, pristine condition, or both, this coin has proven to be one of the hidden gems of mid-20th century American currency. So check your change. Go through your coin jars. Dig into your old family coin albums. Because that 1 cent piece from 1946 with a little D on it just might be your ticket to thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a future video. Who knows? The next coin we talk about might be sitting in your pocket right now. Stay curious, stay collecting, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone who loves money mysteries, then you're in for a real treat today. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that looks ordinary to most people, but one rare variety has been sold for an astonishing $39.99. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $31,000 for a single 1 cent coin. So what makes this 1948 wheat penny so incredibly valuable? How can you tell if you have one of these rare treasures in your own change jar, pocket, or old coin collection? Stick with me until the end because we're going to reveal the coin's origin, historical background, the key features that make it rare, grading tips, and what collectors are currently paying for it on the open market. Let's begin. The history of the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and Lincoln was a perfect choice. His image was placed on the obverse side of the coin, while the reverse carried the iconic wheat ears, symbolizing America's agricultural roots and prosperity. Now fast forward to 1948. This was a post-World War II era. The U.S. Mint was operating at full force to meet economic demand, and the penny was widely circulated across the country. In 1948 alone, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 317 million Lincoln pennies, and the Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark. So yes, a 1948 no mint mark penny isn't rare just because it lacks a mint mark. That was normal for Philadelphia struck coins at the time. But not all 1948 pennies are created equal. What makes a 1948 no mint mark penny worth $30, $9.99? If hundreds of millions were minted, why would any single one be worth over $30,000? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and sometimes error. Let's talk about condition first. Most 1948 pennies are worn down from circulation. They were used daily, passed from hand to hand for decades. But if a coin somehow escaped circulation and remained untouched, flawless, unmarked, with sharp details, it can be classified as mint state, especially in higher grades like MS-66, MS-67, or even MS-68. These coins are graded using the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70. A 70 is a perfect coin. So when a 1948 penny is found in near-perfect MS-67 or MS-68 condition, it becomes extremely desirable to collectors. One such flawless 1948 Lincoln cent graded MS-68 red sold for an astonishing $30,999 at auction. The red designation means the coin still holds its original coppery luster, a huge deal for coins of this age. Most older pennies darken to a brown or red-brown tone. Full red pennies from 1948 are very rare and high grade. Rarity plus eye appeal plus mint state equals mega money. Key features to check on your 1948 penny. So how can you tell if your 1948 wheat penny is potentially valuable? Here's a checklist of what to look for. No mint mark below the date. If it has a D or S mint mark, it's from Denver or San Francisco. We're focused on the Philadelphia version with no mint mark. Condition. Look at the coin's surfaces. Is Lincoln's cheek smooth or sharp? Can you see all the lines in his hair and beard? Are there scratches, nicks, or discolorations? Color. Is it a bright reddish copper color? Or has it toned to brown? Red graded coins fetch the highest prices. Errors or varieties. Keep an eye out for any doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or repunch dates. While not confirmed in large numbers for 1948, any striking error increases value. Luster and detail. A true MS-68 red penny will have bold details and full original mint luster. If your coin looks pristine, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade designation from them can massively increase its market value. Auction records and recent market value. Let's talk about some real-world examples of how much this coin has sold for in recent years. 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny graded MS-68 RD sold at heritage auctions for an eye-popping $9.99. Another example graded MS-67 Plus RD went for around $7,000. Even pennies graded MS-66 Red can go for between $500 to $1,200 depending on the demand. But remember, a common 1948 penny in circulated condition is typically only worth 2 to 10 cents. That's why grade and color matter more than anything else. Collectors and investors are always looking for the highest quality coins from each year. The top population coins, those graded MS-67 or MS-68, are considered trophy pieces for registry sets. Tips to preserve and spot valuable pennies. If you think you have a valuable penny, Don't handle it too much. Oils from your skin can damage the surface. Use cotton gloves and store the coin in a protective holder like a 2x2 flip or airtight capsule. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can drastically reduce the value, even if you think it looks better afterward. Professionals can always tell if a coin has been cleaned. Also, use a magnifying glass to check for any minor errors or varieties. Many valuable coins have micro details that can only be spotted with close inspection. So there you have it. The incredible story behind the 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. While most of these pennies are worth just a few cents, the rare ones in top mint condition, especially with full red luster, can sell for thousands, even $30,999 or more. Check your change. Look through that old coin jar. You might just be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. If you found this video informative, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, and comment below if you've found a rare wheat penny before, or if you're going to check your collection right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of a penny you might just overlook, but trust me, you won't want to miss this one. We're talking about the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that could be worth a staggering $45,399. Yes, you heard that right, a single cent, worth tens of thousands of dollars. So grab your coin jars, your old piggy banks, and that dusty drawer full of loose change, because this is one penny you definitely want to check for. Let's jump straight into it. The history behind the 1950 wheat penny. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent designed by Victor David Brenner. This coin honored President Abraham Lincoln and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. By 1950, the United States was bouncing back from World War II and entering a time of growth and prosperity. The mint continued producing the classic wheat penny design, which featured two stalks of wheat on the reverse, a symbol of America's agricultural strength. But here's the catch. In 1950, the Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark. So when you look at a 1950 Lincoln penny and don't see any letter under the date, that's not a mistake. That means it was made in Philadelphia, and that no mint mark detail makes it very important to collectors. In total, about 272 million Lincoln cents were minted in Philadelphia that year. That might sound like a lot, but here's what makes the big difference. Not all of them were created equal, and not all of them survived the decades in high-grade condition. That's where the big money comes in. What makes the 1950 no mint mark penny so valuable? Now you're probably asking, if 272 million were made, why would anyone pay over $45,000 for one? The answer is condition, rarity, and I appeal. Let's break it down. Most of the 1950 pennies that are still around today have been circulated. That means they were used in everyday transactions, tossed in jars, rattled in lunchboxes, or spent at soda fountains. They got scratched, worn down, and beat up. But collectors want perfection. They're looking for uncirculated coins, meaning coins that were never used and are still in mint state condition. The grading scale for coins goes up to MS-70, and coins graded MS-67 or higher are incredibly rare for this year. Why? Because almost nobody thought to save them in pristine condition back then. So finding a 1950 penny that looks brand new is like finding a needle in a haystack. One such example. A 1950 no mint mark wheat penny graded MS-67 plus read by PCGS, sold for an eye-popping $45,399 at auction. That's right, a penny, graded and protected, sold for the price of a luxury car. How to tell if you have the valuable one? Now here comes the part you've been waiting for. How can you tell if your 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny is worth serious money? Start with these steps. Check the date and mint mark. You're looking for 1950, and there should be no mint mark under the date. If you see a D or S, it was minted in Denver or San Francisco, and while those versions can still be valuable, they're not quite in the same league. Inspect the condition. Look for sharp details, clear lettering, and original red color. Pennies that are dull brown or heavily worn probably aren't going to make you rich, but never say never. Some coins still sell well in AU. About uncirculated grades. Use a magnifying glass, look for die errors, double dies, or off-center strikes. These kinds of minting mistakes can multiply a coin's value dramatically. For example, a double die obverse, where parts of the design are doubled, can make even a common penny a rare treasure. Get it graded if you think you found a gem. Send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll evaluate your coin and give it an official grade, which can make a huge difference in how much someone is willing to pay for it. Market value in 2025. So what's the current market value for the 1950 no-mint mark wheat penny in today's collector world? Let's take a look. Circulated examples, worn, brown coins, are typically worth 3 to 25 cents, still more than face value, but nothing wild. Uncirculated examples in MS60 to MS63 condition might sell for $5 to $50. A high-grade MS65 red penny can sell for $150 to $500. But if you're lucky enough to find one in MS67 red or higher, you could be sitting on a jackpot, valued up to $45,399, or even more depending on market demand. In fact, prices for top-tier coins have been climbing, especially in the last few years as more collectors flood into the hobby looking for hidden treasure. And with fewer pristine 1950 pennies available, the demand continues to grow. Tips for collectors and treasure hunters: if you're hoping to score a rare 1950 penny for yourself, here are some pro tips. Check estate sales and old coin collections. Many people don't realize the value of the coins left behind by grandparents or parents. Visit flea markets, garage sales, and antique shops. You'd be amazed at what you can find in old cigar boxes and dusty trays. Look at online auctions carefully. Sometimes underpriced coins slip through the cracks when sellers don't know what they have. Always handle coins carefully. Never clean them. It can actually reduce their value. Store them in protective holders and keep them dry and cool. So there you have it. The full story of the 1950 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. It's a coin that might look like any other, but in the right condition, it's worth a small fortune. If you've got one sitting in your change jar, it might be time to take a closer look. And if you don't, maybe it's time to start hunting. Remember, numismatics isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. And you never know when your next lucky find could change your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. Until next time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of rare and valuable coins again, and this time, we've got something truly amazing for all you coin collectors and treasure hunters out there. You might want to grab a magnifying glass and check your old change jars because this specific penny could be sitting right under your nose, and it's worth a staggering $37 for 88. We're talking about the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin that says 1 cent on it be worth thousands of dollars? What makes this small copper coin from over 70 years ago so special? Well, let's break it all down for you: the history, the minting process, the hidden errors, and of course, how much it could be worth today. Let's go back in time. The year was 1952. America was still healing from World War II and transitioning into a booming post-war economy. Dwight D. Eisenhower had just been elected president, and coins like the Lincoln wheat penny were a common part of everyday life. The penny in question was struck at the Denver Mint, which is signified by the small D mint mark just under the year on the coin's obverse. That's the front side, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. The Lincoln wheat cent had been in circulation since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the iconic profile of Lincoln, while the reverse shows 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. In 1952 alone, the Denver Mint produced over 746 million pennies. That's a lot of coins. So you might think, why would any 1952 penny be rare? The key is in the details: condition, mint errors, and collector demand. Let's talk about the grading scale first. Coin collectors use what's called the Sheldon scale to grade coins from poor 1 all the way up to mint state 70. Most pennies from this era were heavily circulated and show signs of wear. However, if you've got a 1952 VDB penny in pristine condition, we're talking red luster, original shine, no scratches, and full details, then you've got a serious piece of numismatic history. Coins in high mint state, especially MS67 red or higher, are incredibly rare. And here's where things get jaw-dropping. One such coin, graded by PCGS as MS67 Plus Red, sold at auction for an incredible $37,488. That's right, almost $40,000 for a single penny. So what makes it worth that much? First, the color designation matters. There are 3 basic categories: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red RD. A coin with full original red luster, known as a red coin, is considered the highest quality. Only a tiny fraction of 1952 VDB pennies still have this vibrant red coloration due to decades of exposure to air and handling. Second, strike quality and preservation are critical. An MS67 Plus Red 1952 VDB Lincoln cent means this coin was preserved in nearly perfect condition from the day it was minted. It likely went straight from the mint into a collector's hands or was part of an original bankroll that was stored away for decades. It shows absolutely no signs of wear, even under magnification. But rarity isn't just about condition, it's also about errors and varieties. Some 1952 VDB Lincoln cents feature minor die cracks, repunched mint marks, RPMs, or even double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled due to misalignment during striking. These error coins can command premiums of hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the visibility and rarity of the error. Collectors love these variations, and serious numismatists are willing to pay top dollar for the best specimens. But remember, it has to be authenticated by a reputable third-party grader like PCGS or NGC. Without professional grading, it's almost impossible to reach those 5-figure price tags. Now, let's talk about what your 1952 VDB penny might be worth. If it's well worn and circulated, it's likely worth between 3 to 15 cents. Still more than face value, but not life-changing money. If it's in better shape, say, about uncirculated or low mint state, you could be looking at $5 to $50. Now we're getting somewhere. But if you've got a certified MS65 red coin, you might fetch $150 to $300 or more. And here's the big leap: MS67 red or higher. These are where the thousands come in. Only a handful are known, and they fetch big money at auction. One record sale? $37,488 for a single coin. Imagine finding a 1952 VDB penny in your collection, sending it off for grading, and then seeing it sell for enough money to buy a car, pay off debt, or take an amazing vacation. That's the dream of coin collecting. It's not just about the money, it's about the history, the thrill of the hunt, and the possibility that something so small could hold such enormous value. So what should you do if you think you have a 1952 VDB penny? First, examine the condition. Look for that red shine. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling, cracks, or odd mint marks. Next, consider sending it in to be graded. PCGS and NGC are the top professional services. Yes, there's a fee, but it's worth it if your coin ends up being a high-grade rarity. Finally, always keep an eye on coin auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. You'd be amazed at what collectors are willing to pay for a rare and well-preserved VDB penny. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap. 1952 VDB Lincoln VDB penny was minted in Denver, over 746 million made, but only a tiny fraction in top condition. MS67 Plus red coins are ultra rare and can sell for over $37,000. Errors like repunched mint marks or doubled dies can increase value. Always get your coin graded to determine true market worth, so the next time you're looking through old change or coin rolls, don't overlook the humble VDB penny. You never know, that old coin could be your ticket to a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and valuation guides. And if you've got a 1952 penny or any rare coin you want to know more about, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and who knows, maybe you'll find a $37,488 treasure in your pocket change. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a surprising treasure that could be hiding right in your pocket change. The 1950-60 Lincoln Wheat Penny. That's right, one of these coins has sold for an eye-popping $46,000, and if you've got the right one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So let's break it all down, the history, the rare errors, the mint marks, and what makes this coin so valuable today. Let's get into it. History of the 1950-60 Wheat Penny. The 1950-60 Lincoln cent was struck in Denver, one of the main U.S. mint locations, and features the iconic wheat reverse design. This reverse, showing two sheaves of wheat curving along the left and right edges of the coin, was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, and continued until 1958. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, who also designed the obverse. By 1956, the wheat penny had become a familiar part of daily life in America. Over 1.05 billion 1950-60 Lincoln cents were minted in total, making it a common coin in circulation. But don't let that fool you. While most are worth only face value, or a few cents to a few dollars in average condition, some incredibly rare era coins or perfectly preserved mint state examples have stunned collectors with their values, including a verified auction sale of one for $4.46000. What makes the 1950-60 wheat penny so valuable? Here's the thing. Not all 1950-60 wheat pennies are worth a fortune. But certain specific factors can raise the value into the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Let's break down what to look for. Condition. Mint state, MS67 or higher. If your 1950-60 penny is in uncirculated condition with no signs of wear, bright original luster, and strong eye appeal, it could fetch big money. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC look for sharpness in the strike, absence of scratches, and clean fields. Coins graded MS67 red or higher can sell from $1,000 to $4,000, while the finest known specimens, graded MS67 plus red, have reached auction prices over $10,000 and beyond. Color designation: red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown. BN, color plays a huge role. Brown, BN, coins are more common and worth less. Red-brown, RB, coins are in between. Full red, RD, coins, with original mint red luster, are the most valuable. A perfect 1950-60 wheat penny with a deep, full red tone and zero blemishes is extremely rare, and those are the ones that can go for over $40,000 at auction. Double die errors. DDOs/DDR. Some of the most valuable pennies are error coins. The 1950-60 is known to have a few major varieties. Double die obverse, DDO, where Lincoln's profile, "In God We Trust," or Liberty, looks double die reverse, DDR, where the wheat stalks or the words 1 cent and United States of America show signs of doubling. Collectors are constantly hunting for these rare errors. Even a minor doubling can increase value dramatically, and strong DDOs or DDRs can be worth $5,000 to $20,000 depending on condition. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Another valuable feature to look for on a 1950-60 Lincoln cent is a repunched mint mark. That's when the D mint mark was punched more than once into the die at different angles. There are several known varieties of RPMs for 1950-60, and collectors go wild for them. Some strong RPM examples in mint condition have sold for over $10,000. Die cracks, cuds, off-center strikes. Other rare mint errors, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, and cuds, can also drive up value. Imagine a coin that was struck 10 to 15% off-center, yet still retained the full date and mint mark. These are rare and can sell for hundreds or thousands depending on condition. How much is your 1950-60 penny worth today? Let's talk current market values in 2025. Average circulated condition, 2 to 10 cents. Uncirculated MS60 to MS63, $1 to $1.15 mint state MS65 red, $50 to $1.50 MS67 red, $1,500 to $4, 500 MS67 plus red, up to $10,000 plus rare DDO or RPM error coin, MS65 plus $5,000 to $20,000 plus finest known or auction provenance piece. One sold for $46,000. That $46,000 coin was a flawless MS67 plus RD example, graded by PCGS and sold at auction to a high-end collector who specializes in ultra-premium wheat cents. It had stunning red color, razor-sharp strike, and no visible imperfections under magnification. How to tell if your coin is valuable if you've got a 1950-60 penny? Here's what to do. Examine it under a magnifying glass or coin loop. Look closely at the date, mint mark, and lettering for any signs of doubling or unusual features. Check the color and condition. Is it red, red-brown, or brown? Any scratches, wear, or discoloration? Weigh it. It should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly different, it could be a planchet error. Compare with known RPM or DDO examples. Use trusted numismatic sites like PCGS, NGC, or Variety Vista to compare. Get it graded if it looks special. If you think you've got something rare, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. That's the only way collectors will pay top dollar. Final thoughts: don't overlook this 1950-60 wheat penny. The next time you're going through your change jar, or looking through a coin collection from a parent or grandparent, keep your eyes peeled for the 1950-60 Lincoln wheat penny. It might look common at first glance, but remember, it's the hidden details that make all the difference. That tiny mint mark, the shade of red, a subtle doubling, or a repunch could mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a life-changing $46,000 payday. So check your coins, do your research, and never underestimate the power of a tiny copper penny. You might just strike it rich. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with other coin lovers, and don't forget to subscribe for more rare coin deep dives, numismatic mysteries, and unbelievable coin values. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and may you be the next person to find a 1950-60 penny worth $46,000.